He doesn't cast his pants on. Okay, here we go. We're ready. Let's go! KSL Game 1. TDZ coming your way. Let's do this. So we've got Terran here in the bottom right, Ample. And we've got MisO in the upper left. Again, MisO also known as Where.
Yeah, kind of funny because his ID was always MisO, and then he was like, I want to use the ID Where. I was like, okay, you're not that well known. We can do Where for a little bit, okay? And then he switched it back, and someone asked him. He's like, yeah, I just wanted to switch my ID to MisO. This is my life and what I have to put up with. These pro gamers switching their IDs all the time, Tasteless.
Yeah, it doesn't make any sense.
Doesn't make any sense.
My favorite is, we don't really get this anymore, but when we first started casting Starcraft 2, and we talk about how we don't know why they changed their IDs, and someone would be like, you better respect your decision.
Yeah.
To change their IDs.
Like, actually,
I'm like, wow,
I'm going to
okay,
let you
buddy.
know that this is bad for you.
Yeah, this is, whatever.
This is actually literally bad for you.
Let's take your favorite band and let's just change the name. Let's just do that. That sounds like a good idea, right?
Sounds like a great idea.
That sounds like a smart idea.
Yeah.
Let's change it from Red Hot Chili Peppers to Corn on the Cob.
Yeah.
Is that going to bother you at all? That's fine. I respect the band's decision. This is how I talk, because I'm dumb. Got him!
You got him, dude.
Boom! I own that guy.
Yeah, that guy's done. Get out of here. Show your way out, guy.
Yeah, he's leaving.
He's
out of here, man.
He's not even there anymore. All right.
Is he going to take a gas? Yeah, he is.
Okay. So we'll see exactly what this turns into. Of course, you have the link-tight wall. So that kind of makes builds like this really, really strong. And MisO is going for a 2-hatchery play. So the 2-hatchery play is generally what you actually want against 1-1-1s. But on this map, it's going to be a little bit harder to mess with it because it is a ling-tight wall, so speedlings are not actually that useful here.
Right.
But that makes it, the wall actually makes it easier to utilize lurkers or hydras if you want to do some sort of aggressive all-in like that, because they have all these buildings out front, and it kind of clogs everything, and they're like free buildings to kill. Because if you go hydra or lurker, you will kill all those. You'll force the racks lift, and both depots will die 100% of the time. So there's ups and downs to this, but I would say that overall the 1-1-1 player is happy to have a ling-tight wall. The 2 depots don't matter that much as long as you are very ready to remake them when you need them.
Only 1 SCV and gas. That's normal for this build, right?
Yeah, it's because you have to go for the command center right after the factory. So you're going to be at about 20 supply when you make it. If you don't, like, if you don't take the SCVs off the gas all the way, then basically you're getting very close to all in, because you're just not going to have any sort of economy when the Zerg units get there.
Okay, the SCV is still scouting around. And we've got a quick CC now on the low ground. This is among the more modern play styles that we have here for Terran versus Zerg. There were definitely, Terrans did fiddle around with some quick gas builds, but this is a very modernized one. And this is a very specific style of play that requires the Terran to not lose several key units. Mm-hmm. Each unit has a very specific thing it's going to do. For instance, when we see the Vulture come out for the contain, can't afford to lose that. You have to do everything perfectly, and if you do it and balance it out right, it can be quite difficult for the Zerg to deal with.
You know, looking at this right now, he's kept the SCV alive for a long time. He sees the Spire, which is kind of what you're expecting anyways. A Wraith instantly being made. Let's not forget, the ling-tight wall, he hasn't had to make a Marine yet. That's actually a big deal, right? Like,
right.
He has no attacking units as of yet. He's about to have one out of the factory, but he's got to really streamline his build the most that you really can. He skipped the Marine, and he got add-on before a Vulture because he's not afraid of Lings at all. Like, Lings could come, and he could build a Marine and hold it. So this is a very good position right now for Ample.
I like that third hatch placed out there. Bit of a wall off. From here, what exact tech do you want to go for? You just, I guess the one Wraith comes out, he just goes Science Vessel immediately and then powers up into infantry?
Yes, exactly.
Is there an easy mech
no,
here?
No, like I've seen some players try 1-1-1 with Vessel into mech. It doesn't work because it takes so long to get any army that can move on the map.
Do you have like, is it a bad balance for gas investment as well? I would imagine if you have vessels and you're going to get irradiated, how are you going to have factories?
Well,
too?
your army is just not going to be big enough to do anything, and Zerg is going to be able to get away with murder. Like, yeah, you have this technical unit that's very strong, but you have nothing to back that up. What you're actually trying to do here, like the Vessel kind of negates the tech units of Zerg, and then what you're trying to do is hit a pre-10-minute timing move out, because this is a time where the Zerg is going to be on 3 bases trying to drone up, trying to get his economy really flowing, and that the Zerg just does not want to make units at that point.
Oh, this is a little bit annoying.
Yeah.
So really good tracing here by MisO. Yeah, if you can get at the right angle as you're hitting the Wraith, you can actually stalk it to the point where it will not escape. That's why we saw that juke and jive. He did a U-turn with the Wraith, trying to see if the trajectory the mutas were following would be thrown off, but it wasn't. And now we see both the Wraith and the Vulture have been killed. Now,
those are actually 2 big kills.
Yeah, I was mentioning this earlier, but each of those units is pretty important early on, and the fact that the Wraith cannot scout and the Vulture cannot scout, and of course Overlords are no longer going to be targets for the Wraith either. This is less than ideal here for Ample.
Yeah, there's actually a lot of places MisO can hit, right? There's the wall-in, the natural, the factory area, the top of the main command center, and the bottom of the main command center. So to cover everything perfectly with turrets is very, very difficult here. So, like, he's got to keep this Vessel alive. It's so important. Look at how he's moving the Vessel. Oh, this was beautifully done. This is actually really awesome what we just saw. So MisO cleared his side of the map, which was important. He got rid of the Wraith and the Vulture, which take care of scouting. But the way that Ample moved his Vessel up, right, the mutas check the first location, 2 turrets, they turn around because they have Scourge with them, right? They want to kill a Vessel. He immediately moves up to the location already checked to come in from the side from irradiate, because if you lose your first Vessel, the Zerg is at an advantage.
Okay, so this has all been very nicely done here by MisO. MisO's not slowing down on his muta production, by the way. Sometimes people cap that muta production, other times they just keep going for it. Generally, the number that you want to stop it is 11, because you're not going to, you can't get more in a control group. But in this case, he's going to fly right in here. Now the Scourger there to try to assassinate the Vessels. Now with no... Okay, wait, is that 1 or 2?
It's 1 irradiate.
1 irradiate, I'm sorry. Yeah. So there's like a green smoke.
And look at that
shot.
He got 1 Vessel so far, and still trying to put this pressure on. Look at that, going after the turrets. See, this is the thing where you have a lot of areas to cover with turrets, so you don't truly have enough anywhere. You're really relying upon irradiates. And look, he actually can't produce right now out of the barracks. Very good aggressive play here, but a lot of those mutas are low. Look at that, brings in a fresh one, tanks damage from the turrets, and starts going after him once again. Ample desperate right now for some irradiates.
Okay, this is actually beginning to stack pretty heavily. There's basically one last holdout here at the bottom with these 2 turrets. Plenty of SCVs to repair if he needs, but the mutas have dominion now over the production facilities, barracks, starport, everything else. We're waiting for more irradiates to come out, but so far MisO's doing an excellent job of just pulling this away.
Yeah, pulling it away is the most important thing, because look, now the 2 irradiates are gone. He's killed like 3 mutas with them total. Now he's having to bring up all of his Marines. You can tell Ample's in a lot of trouble. It's a long time till another irradiate.
Oh! Vessel very badly damaged here. Dumb question, by the way. Does irradiate hurt SCVs?
Yes.
It does, right?
Absolutely.
Okay.
That's why you sometimes see him throw the muta over the SCVs.
Yeah, I was just wondering that, because sometimes I think of SCVs as mechanical because I see them repair each other.
They're actually both, yeah.
Yeah, because I see them repair each other so much.
Yeah. They're Hellbat, basically, same thing.
Yeah. Okay, so again, we have another Vessel that's coming out. Now the 4 turrets have been remade over here, making it a little bit tougher for the mutas to actually threaten the minerals and gas, but the barracks goes down. The factory's going to go down too. This is getting worse and worse and worse here for Ample, and keep in mind, Zerg is on 4 bases. The upper right location has been acquired here by MisO.
Yeah, and look at the time on the clock right now. It's 9:30. What you can normally be doing at this time, if everything doesn't go wrong like it has for Ample, is moving out with, if you want, a couple siege tanks, 3-4 vessels, maybe 16 Marines, 3-4 medics, something like that, with stim and with range on the way. Instead, he's got like almost nothing.
Now, even though the main seems to be fairly well defended, oh my god, the bunker just would not die. I was about to say, kind of an insane attack there by MisO. I think he took a big lead and took several steps back.
Yeah, that wasn't his finest attack, that one.
Yeah. I actually was, because the game was going so well from part of my brain just decided that he was going to win that in the game, and then I saw all the structures are still there at the entrance.
He's diving right now.
Oh my god, great control here.
Yeah. I think that was a double irradiate on one Muta, so a little bit of a panic play there by Ample. And I believe he actually irradiated the Scourge as well as it came in, then it's still connected. So a couple misclicks here and there, but Ample is technically still alive. He is going to eventually be able to move out. He's retained enough vessels that it's still a little bit scary here for MisO.
Yeah, well, I mean, MisO still has so much control on the map. The only real thing that Terran has going for him is that he has a lot of vessels. And the more vessels you have, the more options you have for a comeback.
Yeah. Like, MisO has his 4th base up now as well. So, with the 5 hatches that he has right now, if he can just really macro heavily and stop the first push, I feel like that's going to put him into a ridiculously strong spot. Okay, a couple scans going down. Has some idea of what's going on, but of course hasn't seen the hive, hasn't seen the... oh my god, coming in again! Oh! Only gets 1 though, and he loses basically his whole air army.
I'm worried here that MisO is actually just overextending, and even though MisO had a pretty insane lead, now as Terran pushes out, MisO might actually not have enough to fight. You got that many vessels, you have Marines with Stim. Well, he has +1 attack, right, for the Marines?
If he doesn't, it will be done soon.
Yeah, I think it should be done, but yeah, and he's got a tank here, so I mean, this is actually something that can roam the map and pretty much win most fights.
Yeah, like you just need a lot of units to end up holding on against this. There are quite a few Lings out on the map, some Scourge coming up as well. If you can get a nice surround, yeah, it's doable. Not right there, it's not though. All right, some Sunkens being made right now. Those will slow this down at least a little bit, maybe. Look at that. He actually catches the Siege Tank, so that's a strong moment, right?
Well,
doesn't quite get it.
Yeah, if it's still alive, Terran can get pretty good at making sure that doesn't get touched from here on out. We have enough Sunken colonies coming down that I don't think one tank is going to be too much of a dilemma here for Zerg. I think that the amount of Sunken colonies and the low number of tanks is going to be able to buy Zerg time, but we need to figure out how exactly MisO is going to address this push, because this push is looking very strong. And again, how many Mutas died just to try to slow down the vessel count, only to ultimately maybe have this game with MisO losing to a push?
Do you see how many Mutas he's made now?
I actually didn't. How many
he has like another group of Mutas about. He's playing against 5 vessels plus a bunch of bio. I'm not sure what that play is.
Okay, so this is actually where Ample can just win the game.
Yeah, I think he's going to,
There's too many Sunken colonies elsewhere.
Yeah, 12 Mutas there. He's got like 6 irradiates probably. It's just, the Mutas are literally not going to do anything.
And even though there's so many Sunken colonies up at the northern spot, at the expansion there's nothing, and all the tech infrastructure is actually over here.
He's diving on the vessels again. Gets like 1 to 2, loses everything.
Yeah, that's it. GG.
Wow, okay. Ample
really
with
heroic game.
Yeah, very solid play there. You can see he's quite happy with it, really looking to move forward. But I felt like the heavy commitment to Mutas was strong, but then MisO did like 3 to 4 dives in a row where he's just like reducing his own Muta count dramatically. He's losing a lot of units. He's putting all of his income into this for so long. Oh, it's too bad. I think, you know, after he got the first couple vessels and killed a bunch of barracks off over and over, and just delayed the push for that long, if he does a nice transition from there, is he not ahead? Is he not in a great spot?
I think that the Zerg got a little bit too trigger happy. He wanted to close it out. And I don't think that was necessary for him to try to come in and attack that natural. I think he should have backed off. I mean, at the end of the day, the Terran is going to get a certain number of vessels out. You need your gas to go to something else that's not Mutalisks. And he had spent so much money on Mutas and Scourge, all he had was Zerglings.
Yeah.
Literally.
And
just Zerglings. That does not beat
you need so
massive
many
amounts of vessels and Marines. Vessels and Marines just counter that.
When they have
Marines kill the
plus
Lings.
1 stim range, it's...
Yeah, and then the Irradiates, obviously the mutas become obsolete. Even if you have tons of mutas, if you irradiate a handful of them, the splitting that's required from the Zerg to actually get the irradiated Mutalisk out of the group screws up the entire fight.
Like, their range is not that much, so they have to stack or they just won't attack. And
right.
Yeah, just a little bit too much from MisO, a little bit too many dives. Wow, that was a terrible sentence, but...
A little bit too many dives, my friend.
Yes, a little bit too many
A little
dives.
bit too many dives.
Well, hopefully, you know what, now that Ample won game 1, I'm feeling even more confident we're not going to have a 3-0.
Okay. We're going to go to a quick break. We come back, game number 2 here with MisO versus Ample.
지금 저그 6시로 러커드라 볼 거예요. 보세요. 오잖아요. 그럼 스캡 뿌려서 잡을 준비해야 되는데 막아야 되는데요.
잘 맞추는데? 근데 나랑은 좀 안 맞네.
맞추는데 안 맞는다는 건 또 뭐야?
역시 해설은 샤우팅 용준자.
용준이 형. 형 주무실 때 어떻게 해요?
왜?
형 찾아요 지금.
아까 그 선수야? 저 선수 한두 경기로 안 끝나거든.
아직 절반도 안 했어요.
이거 날밤 새겠네. 나 이대빵이 좋은데. 선수가 전병력 한 방으로씩 갑니다. 자, 상대 앞마당 멀티 밀어냈고요. 다음 이제 생산 건물만 장악하면 지지. 그렇지. 이럴 땐 역시 박하닉 풀업세이드 탱크에 싹 다 녹아. 이건 뭐죠? 사이렉 스톰.
간만에 날 잡고 하는데 잘 안 되네. 어몽
도와주세요.
자, 오늘은 어떤 명승부가 펼쳐질지 명경기 속에 명언이 터지는 거거든. 지지?
사드론이 뭐야 사드론이. 명언보단 예측이지. 다시 무당에서 가자.
너의 플레이, 상대방의 플레이, 게임의 승패까지 모두 보이는구나. 이거 질 것 같죠? 그러면 제가 흐름 아는데 해설 바꾸겠죠? 제 말 맞죠?
에이 귀 빠지게.
할게요.
그렇다면 MC 용주.
쇼입니다 마니. 상대 선수 프로브까지 동원합니다. 프로브까지 동원. 탱커 1번은 센주가 됐고 1번은 통통통통통통통. 이제는 병력 없어요. 지지.
역시 해설은 예측이지. 역시 해설은 명불허전. 역시 해설.
뭉치면 살고 흩어지면 죽는다. 해설에 의한 해설을 위한 해설의 게임을 시작하자.
예측은 감이 아니라 실력입니다. 나의 실력이 선수의 실력이 된다.
나의 샤우팅, 나의 열정은 선수의 즐거움을 위한 것이다.
이 모든 게임의 주인공이 있고 이 모든 게임은 하나의 이야기지.
누구밖에 안 남았는데 지금요? 네,
더.
미국으로 가는데요.
설마 이겨요?
네, 이거 이겨요. 오! 와! 당신만을 위한 위대한 그들의 해설 시작하겠습니다. 스타크래프트 전설의 목소리 팩 전격 출시.
야 나도 한 판만 하자.
Wait, does that commercial play on the global stream what we just saw there?
Yeah.
The little Korean casters, like the little like Indian in the cupboard size Korean casters.
Oh my gosh. That's a throwback right there.
Yeah, man. Did you have to read that book in school too?
Yeah, of course.
That's right, man.
It was like 4th grade or something.
Imagine you had like little mini tastelesses and artosises that walked around your desk and memed while you were playing your games.
That would be cool, man.
That'd
You
be
ever
great.
seen like those gnomes movies? Where like the garden gnomes have their whole society?
No.
Oh god.
Are those
it's like
old
that.
or new?
Those are new.
Oh.
You don't watch kids cartoons?
No, I
Oh
don't.
gosh.
I don't, unfortunately.
No.
It's like, let's find out if Taste is a creature. Taste, how many Disney songs do you sing? I'm like, not as many as you think. Okay, we're going to go to map number 2 on Coliseum.
This is interesting because, again, he's an aggressive Zerg. He could do something crazy. I don't think it's going to be too crazy early on, but yeah, Colosseum is a kind of wonky old map. It's not really shaped like anything that is accepted into pro map rotations nowadays.
Let's take a moment to just praise the heavens that this is not a TVP on this map. There's nothing that gives Tasteless depression faster than casting a TVP on this map.
I tell you. TVP here. Oof. You ever see a Terran try to fit 9 factories and all the depots they need in that main base?
Oh, yeah, that's right.
It is literally impossible. It can't fit.
But even with the gateways, too, you'll get stuff stuck in there all the time.
Yeah.
It's just like, the main's too
It's
small.
hard,
It's really bad. All right. We're going to go into game 2 now. Right now, Ample, our Terran player, with a 1-0 lead against the Zerg player, MisO.
So MisO is up in the top left, Ample down in the bottom left. His naturals back is to MisO, so Meatless Harassment can be strong because of that. Yeah, the unit movements can be kind of funny here. There's a high ground right above your little choke that goes into your main that can be utilized by things like Lurkers or Hydras or Siege Tanks or Marines. You know, it becomes like a very natural. It is a choke, right? So it's a place that if you offensively get units up there, it can be really rough for your opponent to deal with.
Is there any cheese the Zerg can do because of the creep here? Is there anything?
Yeah, there's some old ones. Like you can do a 4-pool Sunken Rush. Like, I mean, that's something. Actually, I don't think you were there for that one. The USA Finals that Greg won, Idra won in 2009. Yeah, I don't think you came back for that one, but Control beat him with a 4-pool Sunken Rush on this map.
Really?
Yeah, it was the only map that he lost in the whole tournament.
That's amazing.
Yeah, I believe that was the 2009 one. But yeah, like, yeah, you can do that. Obviously, we see that's not happening here.
Right,
It's such a... The thing is, 4-pools are so bad. Like, it is so... A 4-pool, like, it gets there before your barracks is even done sometimes, but, like, you're still going to hold because they have no drones and they're slow Zerglings, you know?
Yeah. Well,
Micro nowadays is just above it.
Is a 5-pool actually technically better than a 4-pool because of the extra drone making that much of a difference? I think a 5-pool, you get your...
I think you're right, technically, that a 5-pool, like... It's hard to say that a 4-pool's better than a 5-pool.
Yeah.
But because it's similar time, but I mean the 4-pool is the fastest.
Yeah, it's faster.
Do you remember
by
when
5
spawning
seconds.
pools cost 150?
Yeah, that was one of the things.
4-pools were actually, and that was when no one could micro either. Man, 4-pools were strong. Oh my god!
I remember experiencing what I thought was the end of my joy of the game. It was seeing 6-lings come.
Yeah.
Before I had anything.
Yeah.
Before it occurred to me that you could micro or anything of the sort.
Yeah.
In fact, I think when I first started playing, my first 2 weeks online, I actually started only playing island maps. I was just like, this is stupid. I want to actually try to play the game and make units, and I can't do it because people are rushing me. And I just thought, because I would ask people online, I said, can you stop this? And people said no. And, you're 2 weeks into a game, so you're like, oh, I guess.
Yeah.
Oh,
totally.
Before I found out that everyone and everything on the internet is incorrect.
Yeah.
But, 14-year-old me didn't know.
When I first started playing, a very similar thing. I started playing on BGH, and I was like, hold on a minute. And I opened up the map editor and just erased the things that brought you to the center. Like the land that brought you to the center, so everything was an island.
No, yeah.
I was like, this is the map, and then I just hosted games with that on the just publicly and played on that for like a month. My own BGH Islands map. It was great. It was great stuff. Never got 4-pooled again.
I remember playing BGH a decent amount because all my friends, they were doing BGH, and that was kind of. And then eventually I was like, wait a minute. And I was looking up tournaments, and I discovered that there were maps that people were playing on. Because, it was so new back then, the game was, that it didn't occur to me that, you weren't supposed to, you were supposed to expand.
Yeah.
And then to try to switch back into games where you can run out of minerals was such a trip. That's when I really got to see the joy of the game.
Yeah.
Because I thought, oh, wow, how interesting. Okay, so we can only get so many units out, so we have to get the right ones, and we got to watch what they're doing, and then we need to see when they expand. Everybody experiences the first time they run out of minerals in an RTS, and they kind of didn't factor that in.
Yeah.
You go back and you look and you realize, oh, they're almost all gone. I guess I have to go somewhere else, and then eventually you can't do it and you lose. Yeah, it's funny to see kind of the evolution. If you started playing RTS a long time ago, the path you had to follow to get where all the people that were actually serious about it were to find a place that was competitive.
Yeah, it's good memories.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. So let's talk about this game for a moment. It is a 2-hatch Spire, and Ample is going for the Goliath build. Now, excuse me. This is the new version of mech that exists. Like, very recently in tournaments, I've seen more 1-1-1s in this build. But, like, a month and a half ago, this build took over. Like, this was the one of the #1 builds by pro gamers in TVC. Basically, what you end up doing is you do get some speed vultures early on and just kind of put some pressure on your opponent. Yeah, that's always hilarious.
Wait, what just happened?
He connected with the vulture.
The Sunk hit the vulture?
Yeah.
Oh, that's what. Okay.
Yeah.
I actually thought the vulture shot down the other vulture or something that didn't make any sense.
But anyways, with this build, what you're going for is 5 Factory Goliath. Okay, so his turrets are actually slightly late here, and that is a gigantic problem because you need turrets with this as well. Because at first you're only on 2 Factory Goliaths, so it's not enough to hold. And mutas actually beat Goliaths. So
yeah, you need to get Goliaths in this kind of crazy number here, and then they kind of destroy everything airwise. Okay, he gets that first Goliath.
The repair is really great by Ample, really great.
Oh my gosh. Okay, he's gonna get that second Goliath.
Yeah, he actually made these live for so much longer. Like, this game could have been already over. But there's so much damage still being dealt here by MisO. It's too bad that he just did not have the timing here for these turrets to be up. Oh, that's crazy.
So funny.
That's crazy.
Yeah, it actually makes more sense to hit the SCVs at this point in time than it does to get the Goliath. Well, he's just lost this location. If you go mech like this, you can't just float your command center back and make some more Goliaths and try to reclaim it. The Zerg has way too much momentum.
I want to give you a little spoiler alert. That's what he's about to do, but he is dead. You are quite right.
Yeah,
Ampo cannot really come back from here.
Mech is if you mess up early on, the tech route is far too flimsy to survive.
It's much less forgiving than Bio is. In fact, the only thing you can even try to do to come back is get speed vultures into their base and kill a bunch of drones, but that's just, he's already got a sunken up and everything. You can actually just make mutas from here and you will win.
Yeah, no, you can snowball this from here. There's a funny thing in StarCraft where occasionally, if you have enough Goliaths, you'd say, okay, well, that's the counter to mutas, because we see how good they are. But in fact, if you have enough bases as Zerg, you can actually just directly go into mutas and actually smother the Goliaths. And even though Goliaths are one of the quintessential anti-air units, it doesn't matter when there's so much air that there's nothing else they can do.
Yeah, mutas are actually fine against Goliaths. It's just like you get a critical mass. It's really hard to keep the mutalist production up forever. And if they have Goliaths and want to radiate, then you're like, oh, well, that was a bad plan. So you'll never actually see just mass muta against mass Goliath.
What?
Yeah, that was a very quick one.
It's not a 3-0?
Yeah, all right.
Combo breaker.
Ample, a little bit embarrassed there. Didn't have his turrets up in time. That is the cardinal sin of TVZ.
A little bit of sodium there. You know what I'm saying, fellow kids? I'm one of you.
Yeah.
Yes.
A little bit of knackle.
A little bit of what?
Knackle.
Knackle?
A bit of knackle, Tasis. Didn't you ever take chemistry?
Oh.
No.
I did. I don't remember anything.
It's not one of the subjects that you took? The multiple subjects that you studied?
No, it's not.
No, just guitar? That's it?
No, just guitar,
right.
man.
A little bit of knackle there.
Yeah, man, that was pretty brutal. So the Terran was trying to get this Goliath count up to directly counter the mutas, but the mutas got in there immediately. The turret timing was not good. And from there, once you lose the natural and you can't get the gas from that, you're pretty much dead.
Yeah, you have to have your production going because, again, you have to get up to 5 factories going.
Right.
If 2 factories will never even catch up. The 2 factories is you're building your economy up, right? You start with the vultures with 1 fact, you get your armory up in your second factory, and then you get your turrets up, and you kind of stabilize, and then you start adding your factories, and just kind of roam a little bit and make sure that you know exactly how many mutas are doing and when they're going to switch over to Hydra. So he was just, his legs were cut out from beneath him. If you don't have the turrets up when the mutas get there, that's what the game looks like. You got to know. And he did kill the scouting SCV when it was up in the natural.
Right.
And I don't think he actually saw the exact time the Spire started, but you have to like err on the side of safety, because when you don't, that's
well. I
how
mean,
bad
then
it can look.
it's one of the more elementary ways to lose a game. But yeah, I mean, if the mutas get there and you don't have air defense,
Yeah. At the pro level,
I don't
like,
care what you can do in late game.
Yeah.
We're going to go to a quick break. We come back, Game 3 here in tonight's KSL. Stick around.
해설 김정민,
해설 엄재경.
게임캐스터 전영준입니다. 우리 스타크래프트 유저분들께 보통은 중계를 통해서 여러분께 다가갈 수 있는데 이 아나운서 팩은 거의 유일하게 게임하시는 그 현장에 제가 여러분을 찾아갈 수가 있어요. 또 여러분은 플레이하시면서 저를 보실 수 있는 거의 유일한 기회입니다. 저를 들으실 수 있고 여러분 직접 마우스와 키보드를 잡으셨을 때 제 목소리를 들으실 수가 있고 저 또한 그 순간에 여러분과 함께 할 수 있게 되는 이런 기회여서 정말 무한한 영광으로 생각합니다. 저도 중계할 때 에너지 관리 잘하자고 항상 생각하고 있습니다. 뉴클리어 핵 공격이 들어오고 있습니다. 빨간 점 찾아야죠. 어딘가요? 저거는 빨간 점 찾기가 어렵잖아요.
뭐 그러면 안 됩니다. 막히면 안 됩니다. 이런 것들이 좀 많아요. 그게 뭐냐면 제가 프로게이머 출신이다 보니까 뭔가 사람들의 플레이를 답답해하는 거, 서플라이가 막히면 안 됩니다. 보급고가 막히면 안 됩니다. 이런 얘기들을 정말 많이 했어요. 근데 저는 그 부분이 되게 중요한 것 같아요. 보급고, 서플, 오버로드가 자주 막히면 게임을 잘 못해요. 여러분들 잘 들으셔야 됩니다. 그게 막히면 티어도 오르지 않고 실력도 절대로 안 오르거든요. 제 얘기 들으면서 오버로드 막히거나 인구수 막히면 반성하시고 바로바로 빠르게 이식해주시길 바라겠습니다. 거기에는 지울 수 없습니다. 지형 잘 봐야죠. 인구수 막혔어요. 집중해야 됩니다. 인구수가 자주 막히니까 티어가 떨어지는 거예요.
세계에서 사는 유명 게임 캐스터가 됐으면 좋겠습니다. 지금 솔직히 그런지 잘 모르겠고요. 당연히 만국공통 이거죠. 제재입니다.
굉장히 그 10여 년 동안 제 중계를 이렇게 재미있게 지켜보셨던 팬분들 입장에서는 어떤 제 목소리는 이제 들을 데가 없잖아요. 뭐 용준이하고 정민이는 지금도 왕성하게 활동을 하고 있기 때문에 종종 들을 수 있지만 제 목소리는 거의 들을 수 없습니다. 근데 범재경의 목소리를 이런 충고를 하고 중계를 하는 이런 느낌을 받으면서 들을 수 있다는 거, 게임을 할 수 있다는 거, 이게 이제 제가 가진 강점이 되겠죠.
컨트롤만 잘하면 제일 무서운 게 토스예요. 집중해서 싸우면 됩니다. 자, 일단 버텨야죠. 쓸 수 있을 때까지 어떻게 버티느냐가 중요합니다.
제 팩을 사면 여러분들의 티어가 오른다고 저는 확신합니다. 저의 팩에서 저의 앙탈진 목소리와 그리고 여러분들 계속해서 지적하고 때에 따라서는 다독이면서 당근과 채찍을 제가 기가 막히게 들고 있거든요. 여러분들이 게임이 좀 안 될 때 계속해서 동기부여까지 해줄 수 있는 그런 팩입니다. 자, 그러니까 김정민 아나운서 팩 반드시 사야겠죠?
그건 거짓말입니다. 제가 생각했을 때는 세 사람의 목소리가 함께 있는 팩이 제일 나을 거예요. 가성비, 재미도 가장 있을 것 같고 저라면 그걸 삽니다.
제가 2002년에는 뭐 박정석, 이명환 경기 중계를 했고 2005년 중계는 뭐 최현성, 그리고 그 이후에는 뭐 이윤열, 그리고 2010년 전후에는 이영호, 이재동 경기, 뭐 김태현 경기를 중계했습니다. 올해는 여러분의 경기입니다.
Welcome back to KSL. It's time to go to Game 3. 1-1, but that means this series isn't one-sided.
Not yet. Well, I guess it will never really be, will it? At least we're on set 3. It's Circuit Breakers coming up, Ample's Choice. Not very surprised about that. It's really as standard as you can get. It's I actually think it's better for Terran than Fighting Spirit is, to be honest. But
in this matchup, better for Terran?
Yeah, in my opinion, I think in any matchup it's better for Terran than Fighting Spirit is. But I don't know.
What makes you say that?
Basically, it's shaped better. Fighting Spirit is a very antiquated map as far as shape goes. Like if you look at the third base, there's like a lot of non-buildable.
Oh
Like
yeah, it's
the
kinda
way that
tight.
it's everything's tight. It's harder to fit buildings in your main. It's harder to put turrets at your natural. All those things, right? Which can add up and stack up, especially against things like Mutalisk Harassment. So I think this is a great choice by Ample.
All right, we're going to go into game number 3 now with Ample versus MisO. See who's going to take the lead in this best of 5. Okay, in the upper right is MisO, in the bottom right is Ample. It's your turn to talk, Artosis.
Oh,
Go ahead.
okay.
Don't just sit there smiling at me.
All right, sorry about that.
There's not as much I could say early game TVZ. I'm not a...
Well, you got to kind of wait and see exactly what their openers are, because there's actually already like a lot of choices of what you can do, right? Is there going to be 9 pools? You just going to go regular hatch first play? As far as Terran, 8 racks is a very strong build, definitely something you could do. And in fact, is he going to do it? Yeah, I think he's actually going for an 8 racks, just a forward one.
Well, this is going to be a nice change. We'll get away from whether or not the mutas did the damage thing. What's going on here? Oh,
Might get
buddy,
back
we
there
can't
eventually.
see. Can we get that text a little bit smaller on that phone? All right, some MisO support here. Zerg rush to victory. But we're not done yet.
I think that's a Baneling.
Is that a
he drew.
Baneling?
Wrong game. Okay, so this is, it looks like he's making like a wall with it. It's not exactly a perfectly tight wall, but it's a pretty decent wall that will be useful. But oh my god, it's a spawning pool first, but it's not a super fast spawning pool. Wait a minute, it's 450. Anyways, the thing is, the cool thing about 8 racks is like you go to be aggressive, but if they are actually doing Zerglings early on, you can make a bunker and expand.
All right.
So what do you have to say about that, Tasteless?
I just want to tell you I'm sorry.
It's a good... yeah. I've been
I just
waiting.
think I owe you an apology is what
Yeah.
I feel like right now by the way you looked at me as you said that.
Yeah. Well, that's kind of the funny thing about 8 racks.
Looks like you had won that fight in your head a long time ago, huh? It's just until you finally put me in my place.
Finally. That's funny.
Yeah. How many times were you just in the shower saying that to me in your head? Finally get him here.
Yeah. Okay, a couple Marines walking out. Looks like kind of an economical early pool.
Yeah.
It's just got the 4-lings out, so we shouldn't see Ample really get any damage done, but he's not going to take any damage as well. 8-Rax is a funny build like that. It's like, it's actually pretty safe against almost anything.
Yeah.
As long as you don't lose these Marines right now.
It's counterintuitive to what we normally think of when we look at builds like this, where you say, well, I mean, he's going to have the aggression, but what does he have behind that? Whereas this is like, no, you can attack, defend. It's all good.
It's like he's completely safe against these lings. He can just make a command center. I'm quite sure that that's what he will do. And you just keep like 1 SCV at this wall. It's even, he did a great job walling here as well. Because that's just so safe. You're just never breaking in there. Look at that.
Wow.
Yeah.
Wowzers. So what does Terran do now? I mean, when you see these lings chase away your Marines, I mean, what is the route you're trying to take this game? Are you basically just sitting back and...
Oh, wow. He actually committed in there. That's rather surprising, but he will end up losing the lings. Reduces the Marine count a little bit. From here, you're going to go 2 racks.
Do you want to try to push if they do that? You want to send, like, you want to make some more Marines and then try to go contain them?
It wouldn't be much of a contain. It's more like something to force more lings or a sunken. With the SCV up there, he could technically do something like that, but I think it's better for him to just sit at home right now. You know, if you lose those Marines, his production is just so low right now. That would not be any good. You do want to have a decent amount when they actually get their units out and their tech. Now, Ample actually didn't add the second barracks right away. Instead, is going for gas. So, I mean, he has an SCV in the base, so he knows all the timings of everything, so he's not like too worried. Although I think the second racks, most Terrans would do something like that.
I thought that was...
It's just kind of safe. You put pressure on your opponent and all that.
Yeah.
But he has the wall in, so again, not too scared of pretty much anything. It's the ling tight at the top and just that one hole at the bottom. So like, you know, it's almost more powerful than Ling Tight, because if they run their Lings in, they'll lose them. At least Ling Tight, they just can't even try, right?
Yeah. So the Spire's coming down and was spotted by the SCV, who, by the way, has stolen a mineral.
8 minerals.
8 minerals.
Well, 8 for me, 7 for you.
Well, no, it's a mineral. Yeah, remember that? I'm like, I really did think it was 7 too the entire time.
Oh, wow. That's kind of interesting. He went 1 barracks, gas, academy, right? Rather than the engineering bay right away. Normally, when you stay on 1 barracks, you don't go engineer or academy very quickly because you only have 1 barracks. You can't. It's like, yeah, I guess you could technically make a medic and go, but that army, yeah, there's his medic, but this army is not that good. And if he counterattacks you, you're building 1 Marine at a time, so you can't really hold anything either.
There's nothing worse in the game than 1 Marine.
Yeah, 1 Marine's
One
pretty
Marine
bad.
is like the worst unit in the game.
Yeah.
Now, when you get like 10
certainly
Marines together, suddenly that becomes really strong. But yeah,
Yeah.
1 Marine. Terran, it's funny, Terran units really do need to combo together to have any strength. 1 Marine, 1 Vulture, 1 tank. All these units suck.
Actually, 1 Vulture's good.
Yeah, 1 Vulture.
Give me that one.
Well, I'm a Protoss player.
1
so,
Vulture's
yeah.
good. So see this counterattack, right? It's a little bit annoying. I mean, it's not that many Lings or anything, but... Okay, he did pop out a fire bat, stimming forward, so he's trying to get up there before any Sunkens are ready.
Oh, I think he's actually going to kill him.
Yeah, he might.
So keep in mind, okay, so that Sunk goes down. Now he's going to kill every single
that's
drone.
insane damage, and now all he needs to do is make sure that there are turrets up. Like, this was crazy damage.
Yep.
So now I understand why he went for that quick academy. He's like, I'm just going to stim up across the map. That's what I'm going to do. And, you know, sometimes you do things like this in close spots. It wouldn't work in cross spawns. They'd have those few extra seconds that would really matter, but yeah.
By the way, don't be confused by what you see here. He's hitting his own hatchery with the mutas because he's trying to get those glaives to hit the Marines. Just in case you are confused, because he's trying to just get enough mutas out here and maybe make the medics drain out the rest of their energy. I think they're drained now.
Yeah, that was actually a really great play.
Yeah.
Good thing to point out there, because the glaives do bounce and everything. Like, the 3 would have gotten gunned down, but whittling that down, yeah, it looks so weird, but I mean, if he was going to lose the hatch, he'd just out of the game anyways.
Right.
So the hatch can take that extra damage. It's not anything.
So the mutas are going to come across the map, but I mean, there's already a decent amount that's been mustered here for Terran, where I think he can come out and attack again. Remember that a lot of drones were killed off back there. In fact, he doesn't even have enough drones to mine both gases here. Actually, he doesn't even want to because he has 600 gas banked up. Excuse me.
Yeah, I wonder where MisO wants to go from here, because it is such a tough position. Ample is feeling really good, I guarantee you. He's on 3 barracks. He's getting all of his Marine upgrades. He's got plenty of turrets. You can see how careful he's even playing, adding that 3rd turret there. He's just like, yeah, your only tool is mutas, and I'm going to counter that so hard.
Yeah.
And then just have run of the map. So he's re-droned quite a bit. But of course, that means he's sitting on such a low mutalist count. Very tough position here for MisO.
Okay. For now, MisO's going to try to orbit around here, do what he can, but I mean, this is such an easy game for Ample, you know? It's not a complex concept. You've already hurt them. Now stay back, get all those upgrades, power up. You should be able to kill them. You're not going to take any damage.
Yeah, it's something that we were actually talking about yesterday, where if things go really wrong for Zerg early on, there's not a lot of comeback potential. There's just it's like you look at it, oh, you don't have drones. That's kind of the frustrating thing of learning to be a Zerg player, is if you lose a bunch of drones early on because you have so few drones, and you know each drone is really worth so much to you, then the comeback potential becomes pretty limited. Now, he's focusing on mutas. This is probably the best thing he can do, right? There's not a radiates out or anything like that yet, so he can at least micro these heavily and try to find weak points.
Okay, so the depot's going to go down.
Yeah, no,
I mean,
this is...
You got to take what you can get as MisO here.
It's a start, right? That's 200 minerals of stuff, plus some repairing.
It's funny how
get an SCV or 2.
This really is one of these butterfly effect games where one thing went one way at the start of a game that allowed another series of events to happen. You know, those Lings running in, killing the Marines, but, you know, overall the Marines came out on top, and then that allowed the Terran to try to do this rush out to try to get in there before the mutas are out. Ouch.
Way too much damage there on the mutas, unfortunately. Lost 3 or 4 mutas in the last 30 seconds. So the +1 is done. He's got so many Marines, still MisO with very little. The scan's going down looking for an additional base. There isn't one. That's how much damage MisO took. Okay, he's diving in and seeing...
This is going to be that moment where the mutas are actually boxed in now.
Yeah. Oh my god, there's even a turret back there.
Oh my god, I didn't see that one there.
Yeah, he actually... It seems like Ample really had a good feel as to what MisO was going to do here.
GG. Okay, so that does it for Game 3. Ample coming out on top with some Terran justice.
Well, there was a relatively early pull there, and he went for the 8 racks, was able to hold it perfectly. Kind of an interesting rush into stim and catching MisO without his Sunkens up and ready.
Right.
You know, you need enough time. This is actually a very important thing. And the thing is, his stim running up, that's why he got the Academy before the second barracks, is so that stim would finish, so he could literally stim there. One of the ways that you can tell if a map is any good in StarCraft Brood War is measuring the rush distance between the closest bases. If the Zerg doesn't have enough time from where their Overlord or a front Zergling or whatever spots bio moving out to start a creep colony and get a Sunken up before they get there,
Yeah.
that's actually a big problem for the
map.
map.
It's a bad map because you can't have the Zerg forced to preempt every rush.
Exactly. Like, if I can just leave my base and you just have to already have the units ready,
Yeah.
that's not fair for
it's-
Zerg. It's like, gets very tough. And the thing is, you actually kind of have that time, but like the direct stim up, he nailed it. It was like a straight line. There were no lings out there to slow him down.
Again, very important. He stimmed before he ever got to the base.
Yeah.
Having that ability to have the units sprint because there's no threat of Zerglings means they get there just in time. One Sunken colony falls before the second one is actually popped up. That means drones are going to be pulled. You have to use the workers to defend. Of course, the Marines with stim can easily kill that. Then he kills the other Sunken colonies. It's barely held off by Mutalisks, but Zerg is limping economically at that point.
He lost over half of his drones, I would say. Plus, he had just made those Sunkens and creeps that didn't do anything. He had no Zerglings left. It was, from that point, almost completely impossible.
Yeah, there's not much you can do. So this means Ample right now has a 2-1 lead in this best of 5. So far, MisO, this is a story of mutas either working or not working here. Do you think he needs to mix it up at all? Does he want to try to do some kind of lurker cheese? Mutas are kind of your bread and butter tech in ZvT.
I think it's very likely he'll stay on Muta. He's very much a Mutalisk player.
Okay.
You know, I'm trying to figure out what map he's going to choose next. My gut is telling me Eddie. So maybe we'll see Eddie. Maybe we'll see heavy mutas into Guardians or something like that.
We're going to have a quick break. We come back. We continue this best of 5 here at the KSL.
지금 저그 6시로 러커 드랍 올 거예요. 보세요. 오잖아요. 그럼 스캔 뿌려서 잡을 준비해야 되는데 막아야 되는데요.
잘 맞추는데? 근데 나랑은 좀 안 맞네.
맞추는데 안 맞는다는 건 또 뭐야?
역시 해설은 샤우팅 용준자.
용준이 형. 형 주무시는데 어떻게 해요?
왜?
형 찾아요 지금.
아까 그 선수야? 저 선수 한두 경기를 안 끝나거든.
아직 절반도 안 했어요.
이거 날밤 새겠네. 나 이대빵이 좋은데. 선수가 전병력 한 방으로씩 갑니다. 자, 상대 앞마당 멀티 밀어냈고요. 다음 이제 생산 건물만 장악하면 지지. 그렇지. 이럴 땐 역시 박하닉 풀업세이드 탱크에 싹 다 녹아. 이건 뭐죠? 사이렉 스톰.
간만에 날 잡고 하는데 잘 안 되네. 어몽 도와주세요.
자, 오늘은 어떤 명승부가 펼쳐질지 명경기 속에 명언이 터지는 거거든. 지지?
사드론이 뭐야 사드론이. 명언보단 예측이지. 다시 무당에서 가자.
너의 플레이, 상대방의 플레이, 게임의 승패까지 모두 보이는구나. 이거 질 것 같죠? 그러면 제가 흐름 아는데 해설 바꾸겠죠? 제 말 맞죠?
에이 킹 빠지게.
할게요.
그렇다면 MC 용주.
쇼입니다 마니 상대 선수 프로브까지 동원합니다. 프로브까지 동원 탱크 1번은 센즈가 됐고 1번은 통통통통통통통 이제는 병력 없어요. 제제
역시 해설은 예측이지. 역시 해설은 명불허전 엄격. 역시 해설.
뭉치면 살고 흩어지면 죽는다. 해설에 의한 해설을 위한 해설의 게임을 시작하자.
예측은 감이 아니라 실력입니다. 나의 실력이 선수의 실력이 된다.
나의 샤우팅 나의 열정은 선수의 즐거움을 위한 것이다.
이 모든 게임의 주인공이 있고 이 모든 게임은 하나의 이야기지.
이거밖에 안 남았네 지금요. 네 이거 가는데요.
설마 이겨요?
네 이거 이겨요. 오! 와! 당신만을 위한 위대한 그들의 해설 시작하겠습니다. 스타크래프트 전설의 목소리 팩 전격 출시.
야 나도 한 판만 하자.
What's up, everybody? We're back here at the KSL, and finally, the gods of esports have smiled upon us today. We do not have a 3-0. We're going into Game 4, but I thought Best of Fives only had 3 games in them.
You're such
Wow.
a ham. It's amazing.
Wow.
It's amazing. You really nailed that one.
Yeah, we got Game 4 here.
Thing is, you're actually disappointed. I can see it in your eyes. You were really hoping the rest
I
of the
was
season
hoping
would
that
be
this tournament was
one-sided.
going to be ruined, man.
Keep that record going.
Yeah. Okay, we're going to go where no KSL cast has gone before this season, into the 4th game on a map that is, in my opinion, maybe not the best named map. Eddie.
Eddie? Well,
Now,
wait
if
a
you
minute.
look closely, you'll see that it's actually 4 baby
Is she like
elephants
in the
fighting
way
in
of
the
an
middle.
Eddie or Eddie?
I don't like either of them. Now, if you look very closely on this map, you're going to see that there's 4 baby elephants fighting.
That is,
You see
that is
that?
a fact.
That's what I see every time I look at it.
Yeah, I can see that now. The ends of their trunks are pretty brutal there.
Yeah.
Those are their eyes too, aren't they? Yeah, and their
Yeah.
ears. I
You can't
see
see
it
it.
more
You
and
can't
more
see
the
it.
more I look at it.
Yeah.
Oh my god. All right, elephant battle time. Are we going to see ultras? Is that what it means?
Get your elephants ready.
Oh god. Get your elephants, Eddie.
Artosis, you're the best. You're the best.
I'm the
He's the best. Okay.
MisO in the bottom right. Ample in the top right.
All right, MisO. May the Muta, the great big Muta in the sky. That's a big skull.
It's an
Where's the
elephant
rest
skull.
of the body of that? Look at that skull.
It's an elephant skull, tasteless. You can tell by the fangs.
Look at how big those eye sockets are.
Yeah, elephants have big eyes.
They do
You know what
not-
has
they do
really
not
big
have
eyes,
big
though?
eyes. Yeah, they do not have big eyes at all. They
Hey.
have the smallest eyes. If you compare the size of an elephant's eyes to any other
bigger
thing that
than a
has
human eye.
eyes, it is not big. No, our eyes are way bigger than an elephant's eyes are.
You can't possibly mean that and believe that.
The size of in proportion to the elephant's head, the eyes are
I
very,
never
very
said
tiny.
in proportion.
Oh, look at you, Mr. Lawyer. Is that going to hold up in a court of law? Maybe. Is it going to save you in this cast? I don't think so, Artosis. Listen, guys, you didn't hear it, but Artosis said before the cast he thinks elephants lay eggs, okay? He's completely wrong. He doesn't even know anything about elephants, all right?
Just don't know
Yeah.
anything about them. Do you know what the closest relative to an elephant is?
Wait, hold on. The anteater.
No. It's a better guess than
I'm
a
like,
hippopotamus.
I'm
though.
like the tarantula.
You nailed it.
Yeah, the
You-
jellyfish. Is it the jellyfish? Am I right?
You're very close.
Okay.
You're almost there.
Okay. What is it?
The rock hyrax. You got to go look up this animal.
The rock hyrax?
You won't even believe it. You won't even believe what it looks like. But actually, if you like cover up the elephant's ears and snout and look at them, their skulls actually look really
I feel like
similar.
this entire cast has led up to the point where you got to say this animal's name.
Yes.
I feel like you told all your like zoologist friends to watch today, and then you just dropped that bomb right there. People go, wow, I guess he was
They knew
pretty
they were
cool.
screaming at their monitors.
Yeah.
Tasteless.
Tasteless.
Everyone knows this one.
I can't believe you're allowed to cast the game if you don't even know this answer.
Yeah. Tasteless. We would never want you on our trivia team at the geology bar.
The geology bar. Why would it be? You mean zoology, not geology.
There's no zoology bars, so they go to their friends
you're
at
right.
geologist bar.
That's right, yeah.
On Tuesdays they get zoology questions.
They
at
get their
geology bar.
seismograph jokes
What's
ready.
your problem? I mean,
don't
hey,
know. I'm sorry. You're
you
you're
think
right.
that geologists and zoologists can't like share the same space?
I actually thought they were mortal enemies, but I guess
Yeah, they're not.
Yeah, when you pointed out
Without
say it
geology,
like
you can't have zoology, and without zoology, what does the geology matter?
that, you're right.
Who cares about Mercury if it doesn't have animals? Not me.
Not me either.
Don't call that one the red planet, even though it's probably even more red than Mars.
By the way, we have a bunker rush coming here.
Yeah, this is one of the most... Oh, my God. This is one of the silliest bunker rushes I've ever seen. I can't believe what I'm
Got in there, yeah. Okay, I'll tell you what. Two lings do not beat a bunker.
No, they don't. When there's only one Marine in it, though, you're not, like, super afraid of it. But the fact that he's actually done a surprising amount. Now that you got the second Marine, jeez. He's never going to get the hatch, but I guess let's see what
Two
how
drones.
MisO deals with this one.
So one Marine
What's
comes
that
out
Marine
to try to
doing?
hit that. The lings are actually not going towards the Terran base. They're going to come around here. What?
Yeah, that's worth.
Oh!
Yeah, no, I actually think that's very worthwhile, that drone.
Yeah,
Kill
I
that
agree.
off, because two Marines in a bunker is not going to last forever. That is for sure. Like, how long are you going to sit there and repair that? 100 years, 200 years? Like, come on. We don't have all night.
Academy coming now. How real is the threat of a Zerg counterattack here, Artosis?
Oh, it's real.
I feel like
that's why
you're-
he like took the SCV off the command center and has started a bunker now, because you did spend quite a few of your units, and because you had a bunker, there's a very good chance he overproduced Zerglings to make sure he would clear it well.
Yeah.
Because that's actually kind of what he was expecting, and part of why the two Marines popped out of the bunker to kill the drone. Because if you suddenly attack that with like 12 Zerglings, MisO can probably micro it and lose like one Zergling, right?
Yeah, it's this is a cool build. There's a lot of corner cutting coming in here.
Oh, yes.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
But
This is
sometimes-
almost a circular piece of paper at this point.
Yeah, this is one of those builds that is the most rewarding when you pull it off. What? Why? What?
What, like a
it's so
bunker,
rewarding to
bunker into...
bunker into CC, and you,
Oh,
you
okay.
kind of get away with it. You
Yeah,
get the
yeah.
drones. You're doing that. You're getting the CC up. You're like, man,
Yeah.
I'm just killing it.
You're globe-trotting right now.
You are, yeah. So it's a 3-hatch play here. The layer's on the way. We don't see anything den-wise, so I guess we're going to have a Spire come down here pretty soon. And that can only mean one thing.
What could it mean?
Mutt-mutts.
Yeah, you're right about that.
Mutas.
We're definitely going to see Mutas. It is MisO. His name should be MuteSo.
Mute, so I think you're right.
Yeah.
There it is. Zerg Spire.
Good place to put it.
That's where the Mutt-mutts fly.
Zerglings just kind of poking up here, seeing what's what. This time he actually has a group, so when this moves out, okay, now you... Oh, run! And he has to start these sunks right away.
Go, go, go. See,
Oh,
you got
yeah,
our
he
observers
scans.
like,
He's
go,
going to
go.
stim now. He's just going to stim down.
Uh-oh.
Yeah, that was a really good scan that you just did. These fast Academy builds that Ample's pulling out tonight,
These are cool.
I'm attacking the ladder tomorrow.
Oh, I know, yeah.
This is the build of the day.
Do you stim a second time? Yes,
Guess
thank you.
so. I guess so.
Ample, stop listening to the stream.
Yeah, look at that. They're not ready. He's got thrown into the evolution chamber.
Keep in mind, a creep colony has 400 HP. A sunken colony has actually 300. So you can get it right down to about 100 HP and then target something else. Wait for that to finish.
Yeah, and then you do have to target it one more time. It'll,
Right.
but yeah, you can. It's a good way to do it. That was really interesting though, right? Because you had to sim twice. This is kind of a long rush distance. So everything was at 20 to 30 health, depending on which unit it was. And
Right.
then the Ling's attacking up. He's like, oh god, I have to wait for the medics, and then the sunks finish. Very interesting build though from Ample.
Yeah, I guess that the second stim is a little bit ambitious, running all the way down there, but
If the Lings aren't there, you can win the game. If they are, you're like, oh, well, my medics are going to be low on energy, but I guess that's fine for the chance to win the game.
Yeah,
right?
Make a few extra later
Yeah.
on. So turrets are coming down now. We are going to have Mutas making a beeline north to try to do as much damage as possible here to Ample.
We could actually have a pretty solid game here, really. I'm excited to see what MisO's strategy is going to be. It looks like he's sending out a drone now to take his third. Hydralistic Den. Okay. That was kind of the big question for me, is if he was going to try something a little bit more crazy than that, or just go into a more standard play. You don't see MisO do standard too often, but he can do it.
Okay, so we see the Mutas coming in now, doing a little bit of damage. It seems almost as though MisO is going to go for this Battle Zerg style. Probably got a lot of lurkers here. Am I seeing this correctly?
Or
does he want to just turtle and take another main?
Yeah, I think it's, especially
okay,
now
there
that
we go.
the
There we
Queen's
go. I didn't
Nest.
see the Queen's Nest.
Yeah. But just because he's where he sent the third base out to, like if you're going to go for like really heavy, units and just kind of fight the army over and over, you're more likely to take the third near you so that you can actually have a chance of defending it. But if you take the third that's far away, you kind of have to have that be a standalone area. Oh, this is a big commitment.
Okay, this is actually a little bit.
Yeah, that
you
was.
can have
good.
this happen when you're going mutas where they kind of get stuck in the middle of everything. So again,
That's the greatest feeling as Terran.
oh yeah, when you're like, oh look at that, look, why did
You're
you
taking a
wander
lot
in
of
here?
damage on the way out.
Yeah, it's great. It's like it's almost like the Muta fly trap or something like that. Or what is it like? When you see like mosquitoes get stuck inside of a like a flying insect gets stuck inside of a 2-liter bottle.
Oh yeah. It's kind of.
That's
like
my addition to this.
Except the
TVC
mutas
cast,
can't.
that's-
They can get out. That is what it's like, Tasteless.
Yes.
Everyone's always saying that.
This is why I'm here, guys. In case you're wondering, since Artosis is a Terran player, occasionally I chime in and I'm like, when mosquitoes get stuck in a 2-liter bottle,
Yeah.
and then they look at the two of us together, they say they're a great team.
Yeah.
That's that Artosis guy, he's great, but he goes a little bit too like, no, this is a Terran versus Zerg, and I have to be like, okay, guys, insects get stuck in plastic bottles sometimes.
This move out from Ample really, really strong to deny this third base.
Very ambitious here. I don't think that MisO can actually
No.
stop this. I think he's going to be able to regroup right here at the ramp and then push him once more. Is there any way you can get lurkers to box this in, though?
Yeah, he should leave 2 lurkers on top of the ramp
Yeah.
if he brings his whole army down. There's no reason to let this group of units come
Whoa.
back out.
Only 6 mutas remaining. Oh, gosh. MisO's going to try to go for the
no,
fight.
He can't even.
Yeah, this is too much.
I'm surprised that he even dived on this. I guess he...
Is that... How did he actually win this fight? I guess the Firebats never really got their
He
shots
did
off.
so much better than I thought he would with this,
Yeah, no,
actually.
same thing.
Wow, that was a... I guess that was
Okay.
actually a fantastic judgment.
Oh! Go, 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 go.
Well, just barely not, but... That actually felt like it was going to be a little bit more one-sided. I thought there was going to be, 4 or 5 Marines left over, to be honest, but... Okay. MisO ends up clearing that out. Will kill everything off. Unfortunately, we don't have a drone over there right now, and another group of units is coming. Even a siege tank. That's painful. You can force with the siege tank if you have siege mode. The lurker's far enough away that your bio has easier entry into the main base area. There's no drone there anyways, so who cares?
To be honest, I'm rooting for MisO because I would love to go to a Game 5, but I feel like Terran is getting so much momentum here. You can't operate on 2 bases, guys, as Zerg for too long. You need the third base gas, especially for the Defilers. The third base basically gives you just barely enough gas to get the Consume and the 2 Defilers out. And then from there, you're trying to get a 4th base up. But the fact that that was stamped out here, Ample is just, you can see the production has kicked in so well here. The second starport's almost done. Ample's going to be able to push out pretty easily. And in fact, he might even want to try pushing down towards the natural here.
Yeah, it looks like that is the plan right now. Sending over this other group that was kind of towards the bottom left. Consume needs to finish for him to hold on. Oh my god, that would have been really big actually if he killed
Yeah, that would have been awesome.
Yeah, it's still obviously an Ample lead here. But if you lose that first vessel, you're kind of going siege tanks, you're slower on your second port and everything.
You can try to run the Defilers into the Nidus to get them away, but looks like that first one goes down. 2 more Defilers here.
Yeah, he's waiting for Consume right now.
Consume is not done yet, so
Oh my God, he's in range of that Defiler.
Oh!
That's brutal.
Okay, there it is.
Oh my God, target the okay. Oh,
one. There's one. Okay, there's one still there.
This damage is insane, though.
It's not in range. It's not in range of the tank. So,
yeah.
There it is. Whew. Oh wow! I thought it was going to get shot down as it tried to leapfrog forward here. Nicely done.
Okay, Ample's taking the top left during all this.
Yeah, and this is a pretty cheeky expand over here. He's basically just going to try to go to where Zerg's not going to look, because Zerg should be so preoccupied trying to hold off this rush. There's not much they can do. Once the entire matchup shifts after the first Dark Swarm has been cast, because that usually signals that there's not going to be a way for Terran to win in a push. It's a little bit easier for the Zerg to get the Dark Swarms out, barely, and create locations that Terran, it's physically impossible for them to have any ability to dislodge this.
We're seeing a lot of Firebats added, though. This has become a little bit of a trend lately. If you get the Zerg really on the back foot in a situation like this, they have to spend so much of their gas.
Yeah, it seems like you can try to go for the Firebats if you killed enough Defilers early on, and you're saying, okay, you're barely hanging on
like
in this game.
Yeah, for instance, in a situation like this, if you have like a couple Lurkers under the Dark Swarm, if you have 5-6 bats and you spread them and stim and run in and have some medics there, you can actually sometimes just break right through before the Zerg's ready.
Right. So again, with Firebats here, you can clean that up. Looks like, again, this Lurker's going to go down. But that Nidus, to traffic units back and forth there is key. And let me tell you something. If Terran were to kill this base off, the game's over. But for now, it looks like he's going to buy a little bit of time. But what about the balancing act that MisO is having to have here? He can't defend both these locations at once. I think he has no more than 4 Lurkers in the game right now. Maybe even 2, actually. GG.
Wow.
JJ.
Ample.
JJ, boys and girls.
Ample wins Group B.
Yeah.
This is like his first KSL. He's someone that doesn't have a lot of accolades as of yet, but that is a gigantic victory for him, taking out Shine and MisO, 2 very, very strong Zerg players. Oh, that's awesome. Wow. Ample, I was like not expecting a lot out of this season. I kind of looked at the group and said, oh gosh, you know, you have Shine and Snow, 2 big veterans. And then you have MisO, who's still up and coming a little bit and has had a lot of strong results lately. And I thought, Ample's probably not going to make it out. But this is a pleasant surprise to see him get first place in this group.
Yeah, it's exciting. He's, again, one of these new Terran players compared to these old legends that we've had. It's kind of nice to see a new face here, someone who's actually dominating, again, especially in a group like this with so many accomplished players.
Excited to see what is going to come out of him from there. He's going to play the second place of Group C, if I'm not mistaken.
I think you're right.
Yeah. Well, I guess we'll just see who that will be in a couple weeks. But actually, I think next Friday we're going to figure out who he's going to play.
Yeah.
Anyways, we're going to go to an interview with him pretty soon here.
And we'll get to see how he's feeling now that he's managed to advance. And we got a great match coming up next as well. I feel like this is the match a lot of people have been waiting for. Snow versus Shine. 2 ASL finalists are duking it out. This also might be some pretty quick games. You know, the games we had here in this series were short as well. A lot of kills before we really got into the later tech. Shine, nicknamed Bag of Builds, is... Oh, I think we're going to go to the graphic first. Sorry, guys. Hold up. Oh, no. Just going to show you this graphic first. Shine has been nicknamed Bag of Builds because he has so many different strats and openings that a lot of times could end the game very quickly. Even if the player knows one of those Bag of Builds tricks is coming, it's hard to know which one it is.
Yeah.
Shine disguises it oh so well.
I think we will see aggressive play in that series, no doubt. But this last one that we just saw, very nice to have it not be a 3-0. And I love seeing these players rise up as well.
I was rooting for only 3-0s and to have a very one-sided tournament, but my heart now says I want to have close games again.
Okay. I'm glad that we've swung you back over to the other side. You're such a 3-0 Fairweather fan, though. People are always saying it.
I am.
I just want to bring it to your attention.
I am fickle. Already, who wins? Snow versus Shine?
Snow, I think. I think Snow has really raised to a new level lately. I think
you're
he's
right.
kind of one of the guys that's really the future of Protoss.
Okay, we're going to go to the interview now.
16강 B조에서 가장
With our
먼저
winner,
8강에
Ample.
진출한 김태형 선수 만나보도록 하겠습니다. 8강 진출 축하드립니다. 감사합니다.
So congratulations, he says thank you.
네, 참 이 자리에서 김태형 선수가 서 있는 모습 자체가 본인 스스로에게도 굉장히 좀 남다른 의미가 있을 것 같은데 솔직히 지금 당장 느껴지는 이 기분이 어떤가요?
일단 거의 생애 첫 8강이기 때문에
This is
되게
must incredible moment for you. How does it feel?
기쁘고
What is your mood?
또 경기가 오늘 이 경기 빼고는 되게 깔끔하게 이긴 것 같아서 되게 기쁩니다.
오, 깔끔하게 이겨서 더욱더
네.
마음에 든다. 그 처음으로 프로 게임으로
glad I
도전해서
won
막 숙소에서
in a
게임을
straightforward
한다거나 이렇게
fashion. I
도전했던
knew it was going to
시기가
happen after
언제였죠? 몇 살 때였죠?
set two.
2010년 19살 때
19살 때
네.
지금 몇 살이죠?
지금 28.
예, 28이 됐는데 드디어 첫 8강을 갔잖아요.
네.
뭐 많은 그 친구들이라던가 다른 게이머들이 잘하는 모습을 보면서 좀 부럽기도 했을 텐데
네.
자 어떤 부분에서 좀 많이 가장 오늘 경기를 이기는데 뭐 동기부여가
So you
됐다거나
finally got
도움이
into the
됐나요?
quarterfinals.
도움이 된 거는 일단 연습을 도와준
Your
3명의
expectations going
친구가
forward.
있는데
누구죠?
김성대 그리고 짭재동 그리고 윤진규라고 아마추어 분 이렇게 세 분이
오.
그 이영아님 전부터 되게 열심히 도와줘서 이기게 된 것 같아요. 그리고 동기부여는 사실 같은 팀에 영호가 있었잖아요.
He said he had a lot of help
영호도
from
있었고
many other
최근에
Zerg
이제
players.
같은 동갑인 성현이나 기석이 잘하는 거 보면서 저도 저렇게 잘해야겠다라는 생각이 점점 들더라고요.
네, 그래서 결국 이 자리까지
He was also
올라왔습니다.
studying a lot
사실
of other
조추첨식을
Terran players like
할 때
Last,
11명의
following their
선수가
streams to try to
김태형
see
선수가
how they were approaching
같은
the
조가 되고
matchup. That helped a lot as
싶다라고
well.
얘기를 했었는데
네.
솔직히 그런 저평가를 받는 선수들이 지금 뭐 떨어진 선수도 있고 뭐 좀 쉽지 않은 그런 상황에 놓인 선수들도 있는데
네.
솔직히 지금 드는 생각은 좀 어때요? 본인이 그렇게 저평가를 받았었는데.
근데 제가 더 높게 올라가야 그런 저 평가를 안
So
받는다고
Ample,
생각하기
you,
때문에
he
예전에
was
이제
pretty underrated. A
기석이도
lot of
이제
people didn't
만나고
expect you to
싶은
do that well.
상대였는데 지금은 아무도 안
Pretty
적는
surprised
것만
by that.
봐도 저도 기석이처럼 열심히
Surprised by your
해야겠다는
ability to move on
생각이 들었어요.
here.
알겠습니다. 그럼 이제 8강에서 16강 C조의 2위를
Says, "I need to
상대해야
practice
되는데요.
more and more. I'm
김성대,
still
김민철,
somewhat
변현재,
inexperienced in
박지수
this
선수입니다.
field,
만나고 싶은
playing in
선수부터
front of this
먼저
many people.
있다면.
So I think he still has
사실
more he wants to
지수
prove.
형을 만나고 싶은데
네.
현재님이 워낙 잘해서 쉽진 않을 것 같고 사실 제가 토스전을 잘하는데 또 변현재님한테 유일하게 인간 상성이라서
오.
오히려 극복을 해보고 싶어서 현재님을 만나고 싶긴 해요.
이제는 좀 이 무대 자체를 어느 정도 적응했으니까
네네.
이
He's
방송
hoping he can face
무대에서
off against
더
Mini down the road.
긴장되거나
He thinks
그러진
that would make
않나요?
for some interesting
저는
games.
온라인이랑 방송 경기랑 거의 똑같은 것 같아요.
오. 확실히 좀 끼를 타고난 것
He
같습니다.
says
자,
he
그렇다면
thinks he's a strong player, but he would really love to be a
본인의
player like that.
별명에서
And
저희가
appears
뭐
so he's hoping for a
스팀타란이다
challenge like that in
이러면서
the future.
시청자분들과 소통을 좀 많이 했었는데 가장 마음에 드는 게 좀 뭐가 있었나요?
마음에 드는 거요.
예, 스팀타란이나 이런 건 좀 마음에 드나요?
네, 근데 아니 이게 저번에 한번 그렇게 들었더니 뭔가 스팀을 쓰면서 저도 이거 스팀 쓰면 또 뭔가 스팀 테란 소리 나오겠는데 라면서 뭔가 더
Caster,
저도 재밌게
asked me if he
쓰는
likes
것
his
같아요.
nickname.
뭔가 더.
아니 오늘
It's
최고의
Stim
명장면은
of Gus or
Stim of
whatever.
Gus or whatever, that's
단거리
right.
선수처럼 뛰어간
Which actually
다음에
makes sense watching
그다음에
that
도망갈 때
series.
Yeah.
도망가는
There was some laughter
장면이
about
일본에
that.
있었거든요. 그때 당시 어떤 상황이었나요?
근데 에디가 원래 그 보통 이제 투혼이나
Talking
서킷보다
about,
좀
on
멀어서
the map,
안 통할
Eddie.
건 알았는데 이제 서킷에서 한번 두열이가 당했잖아요.
네.
그래서 이제 그렇게 가면은 두열이도 위험함을 느끼지 않을까라는 생각이 더 들었고 이제 다른 저그분들도 이제 제가 그렇게 달려가면 좀 무섭지 않을까라는 생각이 들어서
맞습니다.
또 좋은 것 같아요 스팀테랑.
오늘
He
뭐
says he's
축구도
been using that
좋아하시나요?
stim technique a
축구도
lot to scare
좋아-
other
네,
사실
players.
뭐 가리스벨
to
얘기까지
intimidate
나왔어요.
them, caught a lot of
시달테란이라고
players
해서
off guard,
굉장히
not having
그만큼 아주
their
빠르게
Soga colonies done.
움직인다라는 뭐 그런 얘기까지
Again, guys,
나왔는데
this is kind of a
그만큼
newer
본인의
style that we're
스타일을
seeing
잘
here, which
만들어가고
is
있는 것
stimming
같습니다.
to just
자 그럼
get there.
마지막으로 8강에 임하는 각오 한번 멋지게
weren't
한번
having that in years
시청자분들에게
past.
들려주세요.
어떤 선수가 올라오든 오늘같이 온라인이랑
Any
똑같은
expectations going forward into
경기력으로
the tournament?
최선을 다해서 상대하겠습니다.
네 지금까지 멋지게 인터뷰해준 김태형 선수에게 큰 박수
So-
부탁드립니다.
To the other players out there,
자
just-
그럼
he's gonna do his
지금까지
best. He hopes to
공식
advance
대회
further here in
첫
the
8강에
KSL.
진출에 성공한
keep cheering for me.
김태형 선수와 인터뷰였습니다.
All right, that does it for our interview.
That was cool.
It is a cool approach, yes, to the matchup. I love when we have these new little revelations in the game.
Yeah, there's definitely some ways that could go wrong, but cool to see the emergence of a new style.
We're going to go to a